Thank you very much, Mr. Xaba, for your time. Now, first of all, this has been a problem for quite a number of years. What difference is this particular meeting going to make in terms of making sure that people don't get killed for cars and that they don't go across the Mozambican border?
Thanks, Masefa, for welcoming me, and good morning. Look, we took a visit to the borderline. That was last year, December time, and we picked up a number of issues of serious concern. And just to mention them is contrabands, infiltration of drugs, cross-border vehicle theft, and illegal border crossing. So I've been discussing all these issues in turn. Just this last Thursday, we've been focusing on cross-border vehicle, this time mainly with the tracker companies, with before us Netstar and Tracker, because we wanted to check if having collaborative approach to this problem with our social partners will not, in fact, assist government in stamping this thing out. It transpired during the conversation that, yes, the physical measures are not enough. We need now to move to technology, scale up technology, and so that we can deal with this problem. Because the problem is compounded by the informal settlement within the 10 kilometers from the borderline. There shouldn't be a settlement within that buffer strip, but there is now informal settlement. And two, it's the borderline that is wholly border fence. Sorry, that is wholly inadequate. And of course the problem of families crossing from Mozambique, or in some cases Eswatini, to South Africa for just to access basic facilities. And so those are the challenges that whilst looking at this cross-border vehicle theft, we cannot ignore, because they are actually compounding the problem that our soldiers on the ground are actually facing when trying to deal with this problem.
Mr. Xaba, when you talk about the soldiers and all the other personnel, security personnel that are sent to that border to protect both countries, when you look at situations such as the fact that the actual border gate is not adequate enough, etc., then you start to wonder, of course, as South Africans, if officials are not working with the criminals.
Well, you see, the guys, from the trekking industry, they are saying, yes, there are cars that go through the border gate, but in such cases, they used, falsified, documents to push the cars through, and obviously that scheme will not be successful without some members in the border gate colluding with these syndicates. But our focus was mainly where there is no border gate, where people just push through the cars. That in KZN, I think we must commend KZN. They put up jersey bearers, concrete wall. But just to prevent people from crossing the cars across, but people can still walk through those jersey bearers. For some, but before that, they were actually using boulders, and to prevent these people from crossing the cars into Eswatini or Mozambique. They were clever. If the boulder was too big, they would use one car to push the border away, and then the second car will be able to go through. But now with this jersey barriers being installed, and they will see less and less of that happening. Now with this trekking industry, we're actually looking at whether they would not recommend that this concept be extended to all areas where we are experiencing this problem. We asked them, what would they consider as the value of cars that get hijacked? But they said its value ranges around 300 million rand, but they cannot say that all of those cars end up in other countries, because some may actually end up with being turned into spares and so on and so forth. So that's a challenge we're actually looking at. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Xaba, unfortunately I've run out of time. Thank you very much for your time, though. Cyril Xaba, he is the chairperson of Parliament's Portfolio Committee into Defence.